Welcome to Be Bold Branding, where we discuss the power of differentiating yourself through your own unique story and standout personal brand. Today's guest is one of our BrandFace real estate agents from Charleston, South Carolina. He's making dreams come true, and he's got style while he's doing it. Let's find out how he handles both with his new brand. Welcome, Ernest Govan.
Well, thanks. Glad to be here.
We're glad you're here.
We're glad you're here,
Yeah.
Ernest.
You and your hat.
That's
Ernest.
right, man. You guys are going to love this guy.
Yeah, he's rocking the style. He is just rocking it. And you'll learn more about him as we go forward. But hey, tell us first of all, Ernest, how and why you got into real estate.
Well, I got into real estate because I'd always kind of thought about it. And then job ended. I had some severance left over. And so kind of in between spots, and we were thinking, do we want to start a company or do we want to do something on our own? And so we started looking at it, and we'd had a gift shop years ago, and it was basically a money pit. And so we figured we had more time than money. And so I thought, well, I'd always heard that if you get into real estate, you need to be able to take care of yourself for a year just to get things going. So I thought, okay, well, I'll go get my license. So I went and got my license, and right out of getting my license, I got recruited by a home builder. And so wound up going into that, but I got into real estate because I just wanted to help people, wanted to make a difference, wanted to do something I thought was fun. My wife's an addict of all the HGTV shows and stuff. So I, of course, just because of being there, wound up getting involved in them. But I thought this would be something fun and interesting to do. I've always been in sales, so thought, why not? Let's try it.
Tell us why you decided to join the BrandFace program.
I saw your stuff a couple of years ago. I can't remember where or why, but I remember seeing it a while back, and I thought, that's interesting, and kept going. And then lately I've just been thinking, what do I want to do? What separates me? There's roughly 7,000 licensed agents in the Charleston area. And someone asked me a question one day, and I thought, okay, I need to be able to answer that. And then I saw your ad, and one of them said, how do you stand out? It's not just a logo. Because I'd kind of put together a little bit of a logo and started trying to have a tagline and do a few things, but that's really all it was. It was just there. And if somebody happened to fall across it, it might work, but it didn't have a lot of substance to it. I was kind of chasing anything. If it breathed, I'd go sell them a house or help them. But I realized I needed to get more direction on it. And so being a part of the program has really helped me to get direction in my business, a lot more focus, a lot more intentionality, I guess, in what I do. And someone asked me why, I can say why.
When you first came into the BrandFace program, was there anything you were apprehensive about?
One, I think just what does it mean to have a brand? I think there was a lot of questions. I remember when we talked, there's just a lot of questions on what does that mean? How much more? I mean, what is there more than just a logo or tagline or something? But after being in it, I realized there's a whole lot more. And I realized why you couldn't answer it all. I was like, okay, you just got to see it and live it. And so it's just changed the way I think about what I do. And so it's been good. I think that I was thinking, do I want to spend the money? And then you said, don't you think you're worth it? And don't you think your business is worth it? And I thought, okay, I got to look at it that way. It's more of an investment in me and my business, which I do all the time without thinking about it, without a lot of direction. And being a part of the BrandFace group allowed me to have more direction on that and more focus. And so it's been great.
That's really good. Another good.
I love to hear that.
Yeah, because that is our hope. I've been a business owner for many years myself, nearly 30, and you do have to invest in yourself and your business to make it really go. And we easily invest our time, right? Mm-hmm. Because we don't value it as much as we should. And then we are quick to devalue the cost of something because we don't want to, I don't want to let go of that, right? Let me invest my time. And when we step back and we look at it, your time may be worth 10 times what the sticker price is for something that helps start you into a direction that has focus and and purpose. And,
Right.
you know, but that's hard to quantify. So, but it's interesting with your answer that, you know, you fall in the same category. All of us do. We all do that when, and I've done it. You know, I did it when she priced it to me. I was like, you know, dodging it. I was like, what? You know, that's why I gave her so much trouble for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Well, let me tell you what most people don't know is he paid a whole lot more than anybody in this program right now. And I tell him he didn't pay enough.
That's true. Whenever I bring it up, I'm like, yeah, but but you didn't pay
he did
to what it was worth.
That is the absolute truth. He paid probably almost 10 times more than what anybody in our program today paid. But you know, that's the good part about it. You know, I'll just go off script here for just 1 second. The good part about actually systematizing this and kind of pulling it all together, he was early on in the program. And, you know, I knew the principles, but I didn't have them all in order. I didn't have them all recorded. I didn't have every piece, you know, everybody in the spot that they're in today. And now that it's all organized, it's much like anybody's business runs. Like now that you have the brand, you're more focused, right? But now that we have the system and everything put in its place and it's all created, I don't have to charge everybody as much as I charged Michael.
That's right.
That's the truth too.
It is.
Okay.
But I will say this on the follow-up of that, I've never regretted 1 second of it. It has very clearly helped my company grow and continue to grow. And it's going to do the same for you and all the other people that joined the program. And you already are a person, you're well-traveled and you have experience, especially in sales, which is very big. And you know, it's you take those things and you apply them and you're going to get that return back over again. And
that's the plan.
Let's talk about that. Let's talk about your brand. Tell everybody what your brand identifier is and how that fits you so perfect.
Dreammaker Agent. And I picked that because I guess just remembering some people that I've helped, had the opportunity to help get their first home, and the emotion that they felt, and the fact that they said, hey, you helped my dream come true. I never thought I could do this. I tend to work with a lot of first-time home buyers, and they're not necessarily younger a lot of times. A lot of times they're even older. Had a 75-year-old lady last summer that I helped, and it was like, okay, it just made her dreams come true. So that kind of, I thought, okay, Dreammaker Agent, helping people's dreams come true.
And isn't it the best feeling to know that like what your brand identifier that says, you know, who you are and what you stand for, that it's because of the value you bring to other people.
Right.
That's what makes it so beautiful.
It's personal. It's not just a package deal or something.
Exactly. Right. It's very personal. So tell us, you know, when you're going through the process of personal branding, what was the easiest part for you? And then what was the hardest part?
The hardest part was probably the photo shoot, which is kind of crazy because I've done headshots, but then you said you wanted a full body shot and different wardrobes and going through that. So that was probably one of the hardest parts. If I had to do my bio myself, that would have been hard. And that's why I didn't really have one that was that great before. But the way you guys broke it down with all the questions and then talking and going through it all, we did it over a period of time. And then somebody expertly put it all together. It's like, oh, I like that guy. But I wouldn't have done all that myself at the beginning.
Well, you know, we do have a saying about that. It's hard to see the label when you're inside the jar.
Right.
Because for us, it was so easy to see all those amazing things that came out in your bio, because that is you. But we as human beings are taught to have great humility. And we don't want to call out those great things about us, but yet they're there, not for the purpose of aggrandizing ourselves, but for the purpose of sharing with somebody our own story and saying, hey, here's why I'm helping people like you. And here's how I can do it. And we just look at it differently from the inside out, but from the outside in, we see a lot more. Right. And I think that's why it is so hard to kind of write your own bio.
It is. I help write some bios. I couldn't have written my own. It's really important to let somebody else sort of take that mantle. Right. I do think that they, you know, when we write a bio, when Tanya writes a bio for somebody, she can write the bio objectively. getting to know that person. And then it's really effectively speaking to all the other people that are yet to know you. All the people that
Right.
know you will be like, yep, that's exactly who it is.
Yeah.
All the people who don't know you yet can say, oh, this is who this guy is. And it's really important. Whereas if we do write it ourselves, I think it tends to be clinical and sticky. Sometimes it's hard to do. Like it's really
Right.
hard.
And it's what parts do you put in and what parts do you leave out?
Yeah.
I like the way it comes to a story of who I am, and people can look at it and they get a good feel for everything that I'm about.
That sort of leads me into a question. How does your brand make you feel bolder? Do you feel like it makes you feel bolder in your presence and your action?
Yeah, it's made me, I'm more conscious of it. It's not just a slogan on a piece of stationery or my business card or something, but it's really, I feel like I'm living it more than I feel like before it, I wanted it to be a reflection of me, but now it's who I am. It's not just the reflection part. I mean, like when we talked about colors and you said, what about a royal blue? I'm like, royal blue, I couldn't draw a picture. Now we got a royal blue shirt on. I've got royal blue in my wardrobe, got a really neat royal blue blazer that I wear sometimes to closings. And it's just becoming more of, okay, I'm thinking about it. It's a conscious, how am I representing my brand today? What am I doing when people see me, and how does that come across? So I'm more conscious of it than ever before. Before somebody might have said Dreammaker agent, and I go, yeah, cool, and keep going. Whereas now I'm even texting people, hi, it's Ernest, your Dreammaker agent here, and here's why I'm here to help. And so it's definitely gotten a lot bolder. The hats, I kind of got over that a couple of years ago, starting to wear those more. But even that, just really thinking about it. And it's funny now because I'll see people that I've known for a while and they're like, oh, I didn't recognize you. You didn't have your hat on. Or if I didn't do something different, like, oh, okay, that's you.
Right.
So I feel like that's helped with the boldness. It's more putting it out there. Obviously, I've always known you got to be out there or people won't know who you are. But there were limits and it was still kind of conservative. I think overall, my personality can tend to be conservative. And so this has just made me say, hey, this is who I am and this is what I do. Throw it out there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Go bold or go home, Ernest.
That is right. Well, and then people get to know you though. They'll jab at you and rib at you a little bit about you putting your face all over the place. But the two people, they fall in two camps. They already know you and they know what a great guy you are, or they get to know what a great guy you are. And then people realize it's not a vanity thing. Like, I'm not doing this just to do my name on face all over the place. I'm doing this because if I don't, you don't know that I can offer the service that helps you.
Right, they'll miss out.
Exactly.
They'll miss out.
And,
they'll miss out. That's a perfect way of saying it. Perfect.
Yeah.
You're going to miss out on something really important to you. You don't want to lose your dream, right? Hey, that's why I'm here.
Yep.
Right. Exactly.
That is the best answer to how does your brand make you feel bolder that we have ever had
I would agree
on this show.
Yeah.
So thank you, Ernest.
Sure. I'm excited.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot more than I ever thought I would be.
That's good too, because
that's really good.
We know that a great brand doesn't just change how other people think about us. It changes how we think about us. And that goes even for me. I'm 8 years into it now and still trying to live up to that brand. It holds me accountable. It holds me accountable to my agents, to the clients that my agents work with. And it's going to do the same thing for you. It's just a constantly evolving thing that helps elevate our entire profession, really.
Right, it does, because it definitely makes me think about, okay, who did I say are my ideal customers, or who am I? When you're tempted to jump onto something that you look at and say, you're measuring it through that lens now. Does this fit with who I said I want to be and who I'm trying to represent? And so it's been really good. And it's only been a couple months. So it's pretty exciting.
Good.
That's very exciting.
Glad to hear.
And we may have kind of already answered this question, but I'm going to ask anyway, just in case there's a different way you want to answer it. But tell us how your brand has really set you apart from others in the industry and your market and helped you in business so far.
I can clarify, I can quantify and specifically say, here's how I'm different, or here's what separates me. Here's what I offer, instead of just being part of that mesh of, like I said, 7,000 agents. It's more than that. And it's being able to have the tools, like some of the collateral you guys have helped me put together, that I'm able to say, here, read this about me. And they're able to look at it and read it, feel it and see it. And it just sort of makes the difference. Even I've had some people call as far as leads. Oh, you're the guy with the hat. Okay, great. So it's kind of separating and making that distinction
Yeah.
on that. And it's
Every
not just the
little
hat, but it's every little thing that it all ties together.
every little thing. And it's kind of like when we talk about your brand is like a book, because your brand is your story, but you cannot fit the entire contents of the book on the cover. What's on the cover? Well, there's several identifiable things: your face, your hat, your logo, your tag, your brand identifier. Those things on the cover grab people right away. And while they may say, oh, I recognize your hat, or oh, love the blue jacket, or, you know, I have been noticing your cool photos around, or anything like that, that lets you know that they've passed by the first base, right?
Right.
That's it. They've passed the first base mark. It's like, I recognize this. And a lot of times, the moment they recognize that, they look deeper, they look farther. It's something that captures them right away. It's in the old days, we used to walk down the Barnes and Noble aisle, not skim through Amazon. And we see these book covers that capture our attention. And we no doubt pick up 2 or 3 of them before we make up our mind which book we're going to purchase. I want you guys to be the one they always pick up.
Mm-hmm.
So that's really what it's all about.
Yeah.
Yep. And you'll find people will remember for your hat, and then some people remember you for your dream maker. Some people remember just your face. Those shiny things hit all of us different at different times. But the killer thing about building the brand out is they all still lead you to Ernest, right?
Right.
And who you are and what you are. And that's what makes it so powerful. So when you're hearing those things, it's working, and just keep it up. You're doing a great job with it. That's sort of like your indicators, right? Now, there's real estate agents, brokers out there right now, because we talk to them every day who are afraid of this. They're have trepidation about putting themselves out there, especially in the way you have. What would you say to them about becoming a brand face?
I would say, I think Tanya said it earlier anyways, go big or go home, go bold or go home. That the whole idea basically is that what other thing are you going to invest your money in? You can buy a new car, you can buy a house, or whatever you want to do, but you're the one that's going to make it work. You're the one that's going to make it run. And so you've got to be able to invest in yourself to get it out there, so other people know what you have to offer and what makes you different, what makes you better, what separates you. And even for just the confidence and all the different other intangible things that kind of go with it, to just say, hey, here's who I am and here's what I do. And now other people are going to know. And just getting it out there, because I was spending quite a bit of money on marketing and leads and all that stuff before BrandFace. And so that was the thing on the phone when I was talking to Tanya is, ooh, I just committed to this. Do I want to commit to that? And I'm thinking, okay, well, the other's not going to do any good if I can't present myself to people the way I need to be. If I'm not able to separate, I can buy all the leads or buy all the other stuff, but people have got to know who am I and why I do what I do. And I wasn't able to do that myself, put that bio out and put the things out. And I've seen it even impact in my, got an email earlier today that talked about my Google reviews and Google views, not just reviews, but the views. And those numbers are going up because people are seeing it. And they're, like you said, they're looking deeper. They're wanting to find out more. And so anybody that's on the fence, I'm glad to talk to people and tell them why. Hopefully this video helps them to see why, but it's been great. It just definitely has made a difference. Making the decision was a big decision. And then once that was made, I thought, let's go for it. Let's see how this works.
Yeah.
Well,
give it everything. And
really
it wasn't going to be, if it didn't work, it wasn't going to be because I didn't do my part, but it's worked. Everybody's done their part. It's been great. I'm, like I said, just getting into it a whole lot. So I still got a lot more to do, but I'm excited. The journey's looking great.
Well, to much success, my friend.
Yes,
well, thank you
so much for being here with us.
Oh, thanks for the invitation. It's
an
honor to be here, and I'm looking forward to continuing to grow and learn and expand my brand.
I love it.
You stick around.
I sure will.
Expand my brand. That's something
we're
going to use this quote from ours.
I like
expand my brand.
Well, thanks.
Hey, folks, for anybody else out there, if you have questions about your brand, or if you're not even sure you have a brand, You can go to discussyourbrand.com. It's the best way to reach out to us, schedule a 30-minute free session with any of our staff just to discuss brands or how you can take that next step if that's what you want to do. And so that is discussyourbrand.com.
All right. And if you love Ernest's journey and you want to hear more and you want to be part of that success, we encourage you to like this video, share it, and ding, subscribe so you can be the first one to know when the next podcast premieres.
Yep. And hey, folks, listen, it's all about prosperity. Ernest gets to hear me say this at least once a week. But with prosperity favors the bold. We know that here at BrandFace. So we say be bold, folks, especially with your brand and especially in 2021, 2022. And thank you, Ms. Tanya. Thank you, Mr. Ernest.
Thank you for your time. It's been great.
Fine, gentlemen. We'll see you next time on Be Bold Branding.
Thrive Real Estate Education is a proud sponsor of Be Bold Branding. Thrive is the only online free continuing education school in the country. To find out if they're participating in your home state, go to alwaysfreece.com. All courses are approved and certified by the Real Estate Commission.